Hello everybody. I'm Joffrey the Giant. This is my channel. I was homeschooled. I'm 40 years old. I homeschooled in the 90s. Now, I homeschool my own kids. This video is my first reaction video. There's a great channel out there on YouTube called BlimeyCow. Two dudes were homeschooled when they were young. Two dudes and their wives do funny videos, and a lot of them have to do with Christian culture, with evangelical culture, with homeschooling culture. Really biting, really incisive, really hilarious, really loving, really caring. They make fun of the things that they love, and it comes through in the videos. So yeah, they're just a lot of fun to watch, and I enjoy watching a lot of these videos with my kids. I saw a video today that just kind of got my goat, and I want to react to it with you here. Now, I know that's not how a reaction video is supposed to go down. Someone is supposed to recommend a video to me, and so then I, with my virgin ears and virgin mind, plug in and watch it for the first time before your very eyes. That's not how it's going down, but it might console you to know that I have no prepared remarks or snappy comments, and I only listened to it once several hours ago, so for whatever that's worth. But I'll confess that it's kind of stayed in my mind, and it's made me want to do a video about it, and I thought, you know what, a good way to do that would be to do a reacts video. So, we're over 2 minutes in. It's high time we got into this thing. So, this video is by BlimeyCow, and it's called Only Sheltered Kids Will Understand. Alright? So, here we go.
Do college a better way. Go to getunbound.org/cow to get a free quote. There is an entire class of people in this world hiding in the shadows, afraid to speak out and make their voices heard. They walk among us every single day, hoping that you don't notice they're there. These are all the people who grew up sheltered. There are things they've never done, TV shows they've never seen, phrases they've never heard of. Most of them sexual. They stay hidden, afraid of being bullied and made fun of for who they truly are. But you know what? There's nothing to be ashamed of. The time has come for those sheltered among us to speak up loud and proud and say with one voice, I was sheltered.
I was sheltered.
I was sheltered.
I was sheltered. I was sheltered.
I too was sheltered.
I
was sheltered. Sheltered? From what?
From us?
Oh, were we gonna poison your pretty little innocent mind when we talk about...
Yeah, and...
Oh, and what about...
That moment when you don't know what they're talking about, but you know it's inappropriate.
You
know, maybe it's better to just stay under the rock.
This
world will never understand us. They don't want to. So maybe we can't be loud and proud, but at least we can be quiet and ashamed. Look, I want to help you cope. I mean, I wasn't that sheltered, but just saying that proved that I probably was. I wasn't that sheltered growing up, guys. I mean, I wasn't allowed to watch Barney because it contained magic, but who was?
There's a difference.
This video, okay, it's for all the people who are tired of spending their lives faking it. It's like when the...
Who's faking it? This is what bothered me about the video. Who's faking it?
Yes,
I mean, people are faking
it, totally understand everything you just said. Actually, that's a great place to start learning to cope, because sometimes your friends they're gonna start talking about something and you're really gonna have no idea what it is. There is no shame in pulling out your phone and pretending to be texting when you're really on Wikipedia. And then when it's not there on Wikipedia, God help you when you move over to Urban Dictionary. I mean, this can't be right. My friends wouldn't talk about this.
And why can't you just ask?
That's not what you're talking about, is it?
Wiser than serpents, baby.
Oh yes, they've been talking about this for a long time. You just didn't know it. It's sort of like the first time you heard a curse word. Wow, that bad word got really popular really quick right after I learned about it. I hear it everywhere now. So close. And actually, speaking of swearing, this one is so important. Please, if you take nothing else from this entire video, hear this part. As you get older, you may start to resent how sheltered you were growing up. You may even want to rebel against it. And one of the bravest, so brave, ways to do this is by swearing. But please.
I enjoy his sarcasm.
Hear me out.
And this is a stupid thing.
What? They're just words! That's why I make such a big deal about saying them. Because it's not a big deal, get it? I'm not even saying because it's bad, alright? I'm saying because you're bad at it. You just have to accept your lot in life. You grew up sheltered, accept it, okay? Cursing.
The problem with this, though, is that some of them
not
you can
going
actually
to sound
get pretty
natural
good
coming
at
out
it.
of your mouth. And don't get mad at me. Blame your parents for this. It's their fault. You'll never be able to swear like a normal person. You are robbing me of precious practice that I need so that I can swear organically as an adult. I will not recover! The people around you might not have the heart to say it, but I will. Any attempt to be edgy will fail miserably.
So I'm thinking about dyeing my hair green.
See, but this is just because you're sheltered.
And
what
getting
are you
a
doing
tattoo.
trying to be edgy?
Cool.
It's just dumb.
I might also get my tongue pierced.
That guy's disinterest is perfectly
Did you even hear me
calibrated.
say the F word earlier?
That's what I call a triple F. An F word
worked this
fail.
theme quite a bit.
Press F to pay respects.
Honestly, instead of fearing your shelteredness and rejecting it,
homeschoolers and evangelicals
just embrace
are
it.
trying
I mean, like it or not,
cool by swearing or wearing red
and that
clothes.
doesn't mean that you have to walk around all day
Just chill out.
saying, "Hello there, world, I was sheltered." But you also don't have to be embarrassed by it. Dude, have you seen the movie? Oh, no.
Right. So he's saying you don't have to be embarrassed
be yourself.
by being sheltered.
You're weird.
Just be yourself, fabulous.
Sheltered.
Okay.
Dude, have you seen the
Hold
movie?
on.
Yeah, what a funny one. I mean, no.
So
I haven't
much
seen it.
of
No,
the
not
weight
for
of
any
this
particular
video,
reason, no,
even if
it's
the
just-
point is be
one of those
yourself,
things I must have
so
missed
much
it.
of the
What's it
weight of
called?
the video is
Was it good?
you feel pressure for approval. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. You want approval, right? It's the whole reason you're watching this video. It's the whole reason they've made this video. And just be yourself ends up sort of being this backhanded advice for how to achieve your goals in the first place, how to gain that approval. You know, so I, like the host of BlimeyCow, didn't grow up that sheltered. But I did grow up highly isolated. And that's actually something I've been thinking about a lot in the last few years. Moved every year. When I was 16, I actually lived in one place for 2 years. So from 14 to almost 16. Yeah, 14 to 16. I lived in one place, and I actually remember bounding up the stairs at a certain point and saying, "Hey, we've been here for over 2 years, we need to move!" And of course we did. So homeschooling, moving every year, quite isolated. But my parents gave me a lot of freedom. You know, I used public transportation, I moved around within large cities. We didn't own a TV, but my parents let me read whatever I want. In fact, they were very liberal with that. I don't let my kids read whatever they want. I read a lot of terrible things because I was allowed to read whatever I want. But it was C.S. Lewis's rule, so it was my parents' rule for me. There was, definitely some. So here's the guy I was. When I played basketball for a homeschooling team, the homeschoolers were impressed by my arcane and bizarre knowledge. Okay? My sister went and played volleyball for public school, but still as a homeschooler, same thing happened to her. But she's not into the weird stuff that I'm into. She just talked like she talked, and these public schoolers couldn't get over it. And I mean, if you're a homeschooler, and if you're a grown homeschooler, you know what, I'm just repeating some of your own life experience. This is very common. What really, really, really bothers me about what this video kind of opens up, puts on display, and does not really tackle is this need for approval. That's the problem. And that's not really a product of sheltering. Now, I knew kids, Christian and not, who were sheltered in you know, and people usually use the word sheltered in a negative way. So who were sheltered in a negative way. I mean, when I homeschooled in California, I knew hippies who couldn't read, you know, unschooled 14-year-olds who literally could not read. And hadn't seen anything of the world, and then evangelical Christians who, you know, it was the same thing. It's like, how do you just don't know anything? You are a babe in the woods. But that sort of carriage isn't actually a product of the sheltering or a product of innocence, so much as it is a product of ignorance, willfulness, and violence even. I don't mean physical violence, but a sort of spiritual violence to the will of God, which is that we be more than conquerors in the world. And I'm not going to get into the whole gospel mandate and all that. And I am not going to tell you to send your kids into public school when they're not ready, because that is not what education is for. Education is for making your children into arrows, like in this picture. See? So you do have to protect them as you shape them and as you build them up. But as they're shaped, as they're built up, they should not be in a situation where they naturally are longing for the approval of non-Christians, of peer groups, of their friends. I mean, really. I understand that there is, you know, everyone has kind of a natural impetus that way, but no, sir. I mean, this is very, very bad, and it's not the sheltering. Okay, it's, you know, this is actually one of the things I dislike about public schoolers is their need for approval. And the ease they have in sliding into dehumanizing systems. Okay, that makes your life easier. But then also, you know, the flip side of that is that, you know, there's a sort of addiction to that happens, and you know, regular people have this drive for approval. You know what? Sometimes I think that maybe I've got this strange pathology where, you know, of not wanting people to approve. I mean, I want people to approve of me, and I want people to like me, but I mean, I am who I am, not by the Sailor Man. Okay, so that was my reaction to this video. Yeah, okay, great. Well, be yourself. I'm not be your, you know, I was watching this video with my kids, and it was, you know, it was talking about how, well, you know, they're going to make fun of you, whatever. Okay. And, you know, I just kind of made this side remark that I now pass on to you. The solution to that feeling, is that you make fun of them first. You know? Or you just come back at them. I'm not saying to be mean and petty. I'm just saying that the people who haven't actually read Shakespeare or didn't have to memorize a bunch of Bible verses, they should be the ones made fun of. So if you get made fun of for not having watched Happy Madison or whatever, I think the appropriate response is to say, yeah, well, I've watched 20 black and white samurai movies this year, and I'm all ready to geek out about it, and I'm embarrassed for you that you're not. Boom. All right, y'all. Keep raising your kids to be like arrows in the hands of a mighty man. The peace of Christ be upon you.